Hi Anti-Society, welcome back to the Antisocial Planet. Today we are getting into the spooky season videos and we are checking out Dreamcatcher's BOCA Zombie version. Acknowledge my effort, I tried to do slightly moodier lighting, but it's also the middle of the day, so that's what I can do without actually being super dark out. But I wanted to at least have some kind of vibe with this video. I'm excited to get into this. This has been one of the performances that people wanted me to check out for a while, and even I think like last year people were asking me about it, but I hadn't checked out BOCA yet, and then I put it off a little bit after seeing BOCA because I wanted to do it for spook season, but now we're here. Also, there's a warning at the beginning of this, which is about there being like disturbing or frightening images in this, which I hope is them being like overly considerate because they are depicting zombies and trying to be scary in this video, but it also makes me slightly more nervous going into this, but I hope that's what it is. Out of all the things that I've checked out in this channel, this probably is not going to be one of the most disturbing things that it's been, because anime do be like that sometimes. I'm excited to get to see this performance, and we have Dami as in the thumbnail, which already makes me scared because she comes for me on a good day. So let's just check out this performance. So we do have the warning. If it's not your thing to get into stuff that is scary, disturbing, whatever, that's okay. We'll catch you in the next one. I have lots of other fun Dreamcatcher videos that I have planned for spooky season, so there'll be another video for you. But with that, let's get into this one. Ooh, I'm not ready. Ooh, we even have like the backup dancers getting into it. See, Gaia just looks adorable though. Oh, I guess because they're not zombies yet. I like the older clothing though. Are we gonna get a whole story? Xian, please. Look, didn't we have them as zombies at the very beginning? But we have like the backup dancers are still zombies. They're not here. I'm assuming there's going to be some kind of story of them turning into zombies, perhaps in the chorus. I don't know. I need Dami to not look like that. They all look good. Don't get me wrong. Charisma's still coming off of them. Gaia, always with the stage presence. Xian needs to calm down in general. But Dami just like, it could be my bias speaking. Entirely possible. But she looks good in this outfit. See, like, Xian doesn't need to be doing that much. The wink too? Ma'am, get out of my face. No! Tia looks good too. I don't trust Sue at all in this performance. I feel like we're gonna... Ooh, that little bow? This is a cool performance space too. No. Okay, look. I know what part we're about to get to. Great performance so far. They're not zombies yet, which makes me just less scared about when that's gonna happen. I'm like tensed up a little bit. I don't know what Xian's on in this, but she keeps giving faces to the camera and I'm like, ma'am, I signed up for a fun, spooky zombie performance, not for you to remind me of how much I enjoy seeing you perform. Thank you very much. Backup dancers are always doing great in this performance too. Really like that they've done like little slight changes in this too to go with the like outfits that they have, which are the more like traditional outfits. I'm sorry, I don't know a lot specifically about like clothing through different eras in South Korea, so I can't give any like further insight on that one, but definitely a more traditional, like I think like hanbok. I don't want to say anything because I definitely do not know the ins and outs of all that, but putting in little moments that are an homage to that shifting backwards in time of the performance. Also the fact that it's called BOCA, mouth, zombies get turned into zombies through biting. I get it. I understood what we were going for. No. Ooh, the flags are like ripped up too. No. 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 Okay, one, did we change part of Dami's choreo or am I just tripping? Second, these two back to back are gonna be the death of me. Maybe it's just we have more of a close-up than I'm used to. Right here? No. Yeah, it's a difficult move with the bigger sleeves, but they pull it off nice. See, like, what's she on in this performance? We gave her a fan and she forgot how to behave? Uh-oh. Oh, here's the No! No! Okay, I know I wasn't ready, but that transition was great. I could hear the in the sound. Look, I get it. I understand. I should find Dami less attractive as the undead. I understand that on a healthy, logical standpoint, that is how it should be. But here we are. Nope. Ooh. The makeup's great, but their movements. Like they're really leaning into the ooh. It's great, like they like don't finish the extension of a lot of their movements. Ooh, Sua though. Ooh, okay. A couple of things like okay, so as somebody who did theater, right? Me. Hi. If you haven't seen any of my reactions to dance practices, I feel like you probably don't know where I'm coming from with this, but hi, I did a bunch of theater. I did a lot of types of theater that have to do specifically with character through body movement, exaggerated movement. I always usually go with pantomime is one of those things where you basically have to rely on very character driven movements and stuff. And that just seeing this, I know I'm supposed to be like a little bit terrified because zombies and all that kind of stuff, but I just get excited from that perspective because of the movements that they're changing and the way that they're portraying the character through this. They really committed to it and not in a camp way, which I think is great. This isn't them doing something in such an exaggerated campy way that it's just them having fun. If it had been just a fun dance practice kind of thing, there'd be like some chaos mixed into it. But this is a commitment to the bit that I really like. I like the change in the costumes. I like the transition that we got. I like that we have obviously some more jerkier movements. So it's almost going into ticking, but they're not quite as crisp as that. Like I was saying, they're not finishing the extension of their movements. So you get that with the arm extensions. So when they're putting out their arms in a kind of way, they're not finishing it down past usually like their wrists, but they're not extending it all the way to the tips of their fingers like you would get normally with this performance. And I checked out the dance practice and stuff, so if you want to see my thoughts on that's also up on the channel. But so there you get this like limp wristed, limp hand feeling to their movements, and some of them they're leading certain movements with their shoulders more than their elbows or their wrists, which is how you get some of the other movements to give them a little more floaty kind of feeling. If you lead with your hands or your elbows to give a bit of an airier feeling to your movements, whereas your shoulders, your arms are basically dead fish in that movement, right? So you're leading with the shoulders. It's a little clunkier. You're not going to get the same floaty, detailed movement of that, which I really love that they're putting that in. I didn't notice as much with the footwork other than we got some stumbling. They have different blocking. So that's like where their body is. I've noticed it a lot with Xian. She has a very different one because she did the head back spin thing. So we've got some different blocking in the way that they're like positioning their body relative to the camera, but it feels like they were keeping the footwork kind of steady because safety reasons, but also like keeping in with the choreo, and it's a little bit harder to change the way that you're moving the lower body in this kind of performance when you have a lot of different formations. You've got to watch it for other people. You've got probably multiple cameras going on. So it's a little bit trickier to change that around as opposed to the upper body. Again, leading movements with the shoulders. They have a few that are more waist oriented in terms of bending at the waist specifically and putting in those kind of slants and slightly off kilter with the balance of their bodies. Just I could probably analyze so much of this just because I'm a nerd when it it comes to character through movement, but great job. Fantastic. All of them committing to it, all of them at meeting each other at the same level, which with something like this, where it is a very character driven movement and you have so many people, sometimes someone will stick out if they're not at the same commitment as everyone else, if they're not quite as comfortable with the movement. So I really like getting to see, even to the backup dancers, we have everybody committing to the same level, which is great. See some different blocking there. The rolling back of the eyes too. Great for that close-up. Sue does a great job with some of those close-up moments too of her face. Again, excellent job all around. I know I'm supposed to be like spooky and whatever, but I get caught up in the things that I nerd out about, because those are the kinds of performance that I used to do, is the more physicality side of it. Did I do any zombie stuff? I don't think so. I did do one performance that was like a murder mystery, and it was mime, and it was like in a haunted house. So there was some other people got to play spirits and stuff, and we worked on like how to portray someone as a ghost with just movement and costume design, but I was the detective for it. Which is the kind of stuff that I nerd out about, because this is the kind of thing that I would spend a lot of time on. I would watch other people's performances and give feedback and stuff and work on that physicality and stuff like that. So really fun for me to just get to see that kind of character work in here. Yeah, great performance all around. I was expecting something fun, or at least leaning into that. I wasn't expecting such a great commitment to character from the way that people have talked about it. I was like, oh, it's probably going to be something fun, maybe like a little bit camp because of the concept of it. But no, what I saw was like a really great character performance, especially even going into the first part of the dance, which is predominantly a performance video, but the way that they were able to bring in some slight changes to the choreo to accommodate for the fact that they are in dress that is more traditional. It pushes back the time, right? When this performance is supposed to take place, the characters are supposed to take place. So they're putting in even those little character moments then to make sure that is something that is being reflected in the way that the performance is going. And then of course, getting into the zombie parts, I feel like I could probably go through frame for frame and I could really pull apart some of the stuff in it. Backup dancers were also doing a great job. They got to commit a little bit more to that characterization because they're not the focal point of the choreography a lot of the time. So they're filling in the dynamics of it. Obviously, there are certain parts that they need to be like on a certain marker and they need to get props to a certain place. But given that it's a performance where they could cut and use different things, that gives them a little more wiggle room with that, and it gives them a little bit more space where they get to do more character commitment stuff as opposed to the actual members of Dreamcatcher, which need to keep it a little bit tighter just to make sure that they're like in the right spots at the right time and like where they need to be in the formations. It was just great to see the way that they brought in that physicality of the performance and being these zombies and bringing in some of those horror elements, and again committing to it on the right level, right? I didn't see anyone where I was like, that person isn't quite as committed as everyone else, even with the backup dancers, which is great because with something like this you really can pick that out if they're there. I had way more fun with this than I thought I would. Great start to the spooky season. I have some great suggestions from you guys and some other ideas. Definitely let me know down in the comments if you have anything else that you would like me to check out as we get into October, and I hope you enjoyed watching that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe to miss any of the other spooky videos coming out this month, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!